Hey everyone. Um, what a beautiful afternoon. You can probably feel the sunlight in Santa Fe in this video. It's gorgeous. And I've just had a couple of days of really cool experiences with this piano course. I noticed something. It's really amazing how this is working, because what I'm finding is, it's like I have all these. I have right now 4 people in the course, different levels, different kinds of experience, different interests in music, and the program, without me really trying to do this, is coordinating around a set of just basically it's my kind of like receiving what the students need and kind of responding, creating approaches that let me, in a lesson or in a pod or even in a video, just like address what I feel like is happening for people, and where they are, and what they might, what might help to just get through the next block or take the next step. And what's amazing to me is just how the course is still remaining kind of unified. Like the material that I'm creating sort of applies to everyone, even though they're in completely different places. Like there's one young woman who came to me, and she was saying she wanted to play classical music, but now we've ended up dipping into songwriting. And another woman is a already very advanced classical pianist and is kind of just wanting to own her own music more, and kind of have I think a more self generated way of approaching what she's already developed all these amazing skills on the piano, and now she's kind of like trying to find her own voice in a way, like make the music more her own. A couple of other students who are beginning, and they're approaching the keyboard in completely different ways, and I think for totally different reasons and with different outcomes in mind. So they're each having kind of their own experience of like beginning a practice, sustaining a practice, what that feels like. But the exercises that I'm doing apply to everybody. It's amazing. And and it's not even stuff that I kind of came in with and invented. It's more like it's stuff that I'm getting off of them, but I'm getting like a similar needs from all these people, even though they're, like I said, just in totally different places. So that's super cool to feel. And it's just kind of like, again, I feel like it's a good sign, because it means this course is really something that can work for anybody. It can work for almost anybody who wants to sort of take a look at their piano or their music in a new way. And one thing that I've also felt grateful for over the last couple of days is, my theater background, and the background that I have, especially with devised theater and physical theater, and all the ways in which in a program like that, in a physical theater program, you're breaking down habits. You're doing things with your body. I mean, it's the whole thing is body based, because in our body we feel things. There's a way in which we start to feel differently if we put our focus into our body and let our entire organism kind of speak. They talk about, in like the Lecoq training, they talk about a transparent body, and a transparent body is one where you've really kind of opened up, and you can feel easily through your whole system, and therefore it's easy to express through an instrument that's kind of neutral, that doesn't need, it's not so attached to certain patterns, so that like you always get angry on stage, or you always get sad on stage. Like that's a lot of what you notice in the first couple of years of a training like that, first couple year maybe of a training like that, is like you start to clock, like everybody kind of does the same thing when they go on stage, and it's like, oh, well, that's obviously a pattern. So you start to work with the body to unravel that, to get inside of it. And I mean, I found throughout that training, just like insight after insight popping up, memories, sensations, imprinted stuff, kind of like coming up and falling off. And I'm watching that process happen at the piano. I'm watching people do that at the piano and encouraging them to do that. I'm actually like getting into like this kind of physical approach in a way, which has always been intuitive to me. I've always like applied a kind of physical approach to piano. I think just because that's been it's the way I am. I approach things kind of physically a lot of times. But it's definitely not I've never had another piano teacher do that with me, but I'm just feeling like it's the right way to go. And it seems to be working. So yeah, it's kind of been it's a wild ride right now. I'm kind of hanging on and just listening to every day, like, what does this person need? What are they, where are they going? Where are they trying to go? What is it that how could we take this one step deeper? How could we see, how can we decode what's going on in them, and how can I help them decode their own messages from their subconscious and kind of grow into what ultimately they want to be, what they're trying to, what's already coming through them, and maybe just hitting some obstacles here and there, and needing to be seen, needing to be given some love, and given some alternatives, for how we might express or feel our way through it. So it's pretty cool. I know I keep talking everybody's ear off about it, but it's really fun right now, and it's it just feels like things are in a good place. So yeah, I think that's where I'm at today, folks. Have a wonderful day. I love you all. I appreciate that you're in my life. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.